Hi guys, my name is Amira. I'm going to be telling you a little bit just about certain ways to do your makeup. Not necessarily ways to do it, but just kind of ways that you can, or if you want to apply these to your own makeup steps. This is just my demonstration for so. So today I will be using some little sketches that I drew. They're not very artistic, they're just very simple, basic ones, just so you can get the idea across for you. I will be using some of those, and I will also be doing some just kind of showing on myself just like where to do some things. So for starters, we're going to start off with eyebrows. So eyebrows, like I said, these are all very, very quick sketches, so they're not going to be very perfect, but so we're starting off with this. This is a representation of an eyebrow. So this is your basic eyebrow. This is what it's going to look like before you have any makeup on. I mean, like the rough shape, you know what I mean? So this is your basic eyebrow. So when you start to do your eyebrows, you're going to want to outline the bottoms of here all through the top and the bottom, and you're going to want to fill in roughly about there-ish on back so that you can be able to blend it later. So once you have that process done, you are now going to get to this step. So like I said, not very pretty, but so down here you can kind of see that I drew the outline of how you're supposed to do your eyebrows at the top and bottom. From here is where you're supposed to have most of your product so that you are able to blend it later, so you have that fine, look to it. At the end of your process, it's going to look something like this. After it's all blended, you want right in here to be as very light as possible, because in the front of your eyebrow is where most of the light shows. That's where all of that is going to be most present, most vibrant for you. Back here is going to be the darkest part of your eyebrows, because in this part of your face it's just a little bit darker contouring wise, which we'll get to in just a few minutes. Contouring is very important because right in here, these parts of your face are very dark, and so right here is going to be your darkest part of your eyebrow, whereas right here is going to attract a lot of light. So in the front is going to be very, very bright for you. So next thing I'm going to be talking about is contour. So for contour, I'm not going to be using any of my index cards, but I will be kind of doing some representation on my face just so you can kind of see. I will not be using any products in this demonstration, but I will kind of guide a little bit. So for contour, you're going to want these parts, the strong focal points in your face, so like the points that are sticking out furthest or the points that are the most obvious of your face. So this is talking like your cheekbones, this is talking like in here where sometimes your darker spots are going to want to be a little bit lighter, because in here is a naturally dark spot. So attracting most light on these parts, this part right in here and down here is all going to be very light for you. So you're going to want to use a roughly a little bit lighter than your skin tone, just a tiny bit lighter, just so you can lighten those areas a bit. Whereas for the darker colors, you're going to come in, as you can see on my face, where the shadows kind of hit. Down here is your darker points in your face. And so right in here is going to be a darker shade for you, and you're going to end up blending those so that your face has an even look to it. Sometimes people do it in here just to make their nose look a little bit skinnier, so it gives the look for the makeup look that they're going for. Right in here, like I said before, is a very dark spot for your face. Like I said, for your eyebrows, right in here is going to be very dark. So just as much as this is going to be dark as well. So with every single product that you use, when you do your darker spots, you're going to want it to be a few shades darker than you. And when you do your lighter shades, you're going to want it to be a few shades lighter than you. Just so that when you blend it all out in the end, it mixes itself together and your skin tone essentially comes out to being how it should be. So once you're done with this contouring part, you're going to take your makeup and you're going to look a little bit, sometimes it can come off as like a cakier look or sometimes like a wet makeup look. My remedy for that is powder. So you're going to use a lighter powder for under here, for baking wise, and down here. Baking is where you put your powder on and you let it sit for a few minutes just so it can sit in its place. It can kind of marinate in your face and get those highlighted spots highlighted how they need to be without your face looking a little bit too cakey. The next thing I will be talking about is highlight, and that is very important for contour, because with contour, like I said, you have a lot of light points in your face. As you can see, right in here is a lighter part of my face. Right here is going to be your lighter part. So underneath that contour is going to be a very, very light, like I said, light up here. So when you do your highlight, it's going to highlight it and essentially make it pop, you know what I mean? So when you put them on, you put it in these spots, because like I said, lightest spots under here, under your eyebrows up here is very important, just because those are very high points in your face and they're going to attract the most light on them. So when you look to your sides and things, that sun kind of reflects on it, if you see what I mean. Sometimes people do it on their upper lip, because like I said, that's another point in their face where it kind of lifts up a little bit. So that is going to be another highlighting spot for you. And finally today, I'm going to be talking about, a lot of people don't do this. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but most people that I talk to, they don't really wear lashes. So with my lashes, it either depends if you're getting extensions or if you're getting just regular strips. So with extensions, those are more professional and more people are going to do those in a professional setting. Those are individual bundles of lashes that are going to be applied to your real lashes. And they're going to just make them look a little bit more full. At the moment, I currently have strips on, and with strips, you're going to do not the same process, it's a little bit different, and this one is one you can do at home. So you can get a pack from any kind of corner store, any store like that. So makeup stores, beauty stores, any of those things you can get lashes from. So depending on the size of your eye, you want to measure out your lash and you want to trim it to the correct liking of your face or the correct fitting for your face. So I usually trim mine roughly like a tiny little bit on the end. Like I said, it depends on your face and how your eyes are shaped. When you apply it, you're going to want to apply front and back and kind of wiggle it a little bit and allow that glue to dry. Before you do that, you want to fan it for at least 30 seconds to make sure that glue is tacky, because if you put it on while it's not tacky, it's going to be a wet application. So putting them on, once you do this, you shake it a little bit and then you press in that middle so that it's securing it all in there, making sure you got that good grip for your lashes. So like I said, this is just a few little things. I'm just kind of summing up some things that I would do personally for my makeup. A lot of people have different preferences, and it just kind of depends on how you decide to do it. Makeup is an art, and so if you decide to do it however you decide to and you like it that way, that is okay too. But for my demonstration purposes, this is how I would show somebody how I would do mine. Thank you for listening.